Hi guys, welcome back to the Player YouTube channel. And well, we're here today with the latest offering from Volkswagen. And well, not that one, that's only 1 horsepower. It's actually over here. This is the new Tiguan. And if you're wondering where Tiguan came from, someone had the bright idea to get 2 names and put them together, and it's one of those silly words they call a miscombobulator or something, I don't know. When you put 2 names like a tiger and an iguana, and you get Tiguan, yeah? It's great, isn't it? I love things like that, and this is a prime example of that miscombobulator. It's a good looking car. Let's really get that out of the box straight away. We love a good looking car. And it's just got all the right bits on it as well. But, is this a daddy wagon or just another family car? Let's do the usual, let's get around it, let's get underneath it, and let's get it out on the road and give our evaluation of the Tiguan from Volkswagen. Let's start round at the front, it's as good a place as any. What does it cost? From 25,000 UK pounds, which isn't bad. But then when you start getting into all the different selections you can make over the styling on the bits that you want to add on, you end up with a car, say, of this standard that goes for around about £38,000. Is it going to be worth that? Well, the only way to find that out is to have a good look around it. First of all, you will notice it comes with some lovely directional LED lights, and it's got a nice LED running light underneath. It comes with the fog lights, some big 19-inch alloys, which I quite like as well. And this really lovely sort of styling pack. What I do love, there's an R-Line version of this. Check that out as well if you get a chance. I might put a picture up here just so you can have a quick look at it. But I think the R-Line styling gives that little bit of edge. But again, that's all the difference in the actual styling packs you can choose for this car. Let's have a look under the bonnet because I want to explain to you about the differences in the engines. Right, let's check out under the bonnet, and the bonnet catch or bonnet release catch is just down here in the driver's footwell. Obviously, if it's a left-hand drive, it would be in the passenger footwell because they're not going to put that bonnet release catch on the other side just for the sake of a European option. In the middle, there's a little catch like that, very easy to use, just push up and down. You get a nice big gas strut here, so there's no fiddling about with trying to find a strut, trying to put it up there. It's all good. Even my friends over here, look, they come to have a look. Now you've realised there's horsepower. Haha, see? Now you're interested. Right, so there is a bit of horsepower under here. Funny enough, that's exactly what I want to talk about. So there are 2 variants on the engines. You can get a 1.5 TSI petrol, or this one in particular is a 2-litre TDI. And they vary in the brake horsepower. Sorry about that, guys. They do vary. Between 150 and 240 brake horsepower. What I do love about these engines is the top of the range is a big old bi-turbo, which is absolutely perfect for heaving horse boxes around. Thought I'd mention that, keep them happy back there. It's also just one of these types of engines that you know is going to be reasonable on the economy as well, but we'll get that out on the road and check that for you later. You have the choice of a 7-speed auto gearbox or a nice manual gearbox. The choice is yours. Let's go and have a look around the back and see how much horsier tyre we can actually throw in the back of this car. We're round at the back. Before we get inside, let's just take a look at the styling on this car, because some of it is really nice and other bits of it are really not nice. I love this sort of the way the rear screen just almost, it's like an infinity screen. It just follows itself down. You get these nice LED lights at the back here. You don't get a movable button here because it's hidden under here, a little electric button. Not going to open it yet. Standard wash and wipe, naturally. And you get this sort of big diffuser across the top as well with a brake light in there as well. It's all rather nice until you get below the bumper line. Because you get down here and you think, wow, it's got these 2 big chunky exhausts out the back. And then you go to put your hand in there just to feel where they are, and there's nothing there. It's just literally fake plastic. And that's a real shame. However, I think looking at it, it's just really nicely put together. Let's get inside and have a look, because this thing is absolutely huge. Let's check it out. Let's check inside and see how big this is, because I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised. It's got a electronically assisted tail lift, and it's pretty quick as well. It doesn't hang about. Another good thing, I mean, I'm not that tall, but if you were 2 meters or 6 feet tall, you'd be quite comfortable under here in the rain loading stuff. Before we take a look inside, let's just take a look at the load height, because it is quite high. However, if you were lifting from here, this sort of height, you are going to be able to get stuff in and over there. But yet again, every time I look at these cars, you end up, I know this is all going to get scratched here. There's already a scratch in the top here. It wasn't me, I assure you, but someone's been loading stuff in and out of here. There's no scratch guards on here either. I think it's really important, because when you come to sell one of these cars, you know, second hand, if it's all scratched up, it's going to cost you money to actually get all that fixed, which is a shame. Right, over the bad bits, let's look at the great bits, the really great bits. First of all, did you know there are 7 seats in here? Can you believe that? There are 7 seats. We'll check that out when we get in the back for the passengers bit, which comes in after this bit. But I was really shocked. I wasn't expecting that. But what I want to do is pop these seats down. Before you can put these down, you've got to pull this one like that, and the seats behind are going to go down. And by the magic of a bit of editing, we'll show you how that works. Then you've got these here, and all you've got to do is literally pop them down as well. So there's a little handle in the middle there, and this one here. Now look at that. Now that gives you 700 litres of boot space with just that bit. That's without those going all the way down. Just 700 litres. When the whole thing is flat over there, I'm going to run around here and do it for you, because I think it's well worth it. So this one, what you actually have to do, you push that right down like that, and then I've got to run around the other side. Go on, we'll do that. Why not? You can do that. I'll still keep going. I'm doing this at speed. There you go. I'm back round here now. Don't get confused. Look at that. This is 1,800 litres of boot space. It's a double bed size in here. It's absolutely huge. Have you noticed something else as well? Let me come around the back. I want to show you this, because where's the parcel shelf? Aha, see? Finally somebody's listening to me. There it is, under there. Look at that. It's just neatly tucked away. So if you want it, I'm not going to get it out. I can't be bothered to get it out. Or will I get it out? Let's get it out. Let's get it out the way. So it's one of those nice ones. Look, it's really nicely built. I really talk about parcel shelves. It's all right. I don't mind. I'm not going to throw this one away. I know I'm known for throwing the parcel shelves away, but look, spare wheel. We have a proper spare wheel. It's not even one of those, you know, sort of slow running ones. It's a proper spare wheel. You've got a jack. You've got bits of kit in here. This is amazing. This is what is required. And a proper nice hard cover as well. Okay, let's have a look at a couple of other bits and pieces. Over here, there's a courtesy light that turns into a torch. How cool is that? Look at that. And it just pops back in there. And that's your courtesy light. That is super cool. There are shopping bag holders here, one there. And over here is a lovely little button. Are you ready for this? Button here, and oh yes, look at that. What I call the caravan willy holder. Isn't that perfect? Look at that. And then when you don't want it, you just pull that button again, and it goes like that, and then you just go push it up there and it clicks and it's gone. So you're not accused of being a caravan person. It's just a nice daddy wagon. That's what we've been looking for. This is stunning. We need to get round and see if those seats are actually big enough to take adults, or whether they're just kids seats, and how comfortable it is for the passengers. Let's go do that. We've seen enough around the back here. I'll catch you inside round there in a sec. Right, well, before I come and sit in here and explain all these bits and pieces, have a look in the back, that bit, you know, those extra 2 seats. Let's see if it really is designed for kids. Now, in order to get in the back, you have to slide this whole section through. So it's a split seating system here. There's a handle just under here. Just lift that up, and at the same time, use your right hand to pull the whole thing forward like that. It's not as heavy as it looks. It is heavy, but not as majorly heavy as it looks. You then got to catch here. If you pull that, that allows this to drop right down like that. You then have a nice step here that VW have thought of, so the kids are jumping in. Bearing in mind, I am an aging gentleman, so it might not be as elegant as a 16 or 17-year-old jumping in the back here with his iPad or her iPad, but what I was expecting was complete and utter discomfort. And I am completely and utterly wrong, because it isn't bad at all. You wouldn't want to go 7-8 hours in the back here. I think this is more like, you know, give the kids a lift home from school and they've got 3 of their mates with them, and you throw them all in the car, which is great. So great for the street cred immediately, because everybody can get in. You've got a cup holder over here. You've got another little space here to put your phone or whatever you want. And at the same time, this cutout here goes across here. Do you remember earlier on I showed you in the boot there where you can hide the parcel shelf? Oh, it's one of those blind parcel shelves. So that's what that's for. But you have this little window here, which is giving enough light to make it not feel claustrophobic in here at all. You've got the headrest as well. As I said, this isn't really designed for adults who are over 5'10". So it is a little bit tight on the head, but I could sit here for a while if I needed a lift somewhere. So on that note, I'm going to get out and show you now where the real bigger passengers can sit. But it's a really good idea, and if you think about it, you know, once you get into the realms of 7-seater cars, it's, oh, look there, that yoga has worked thanks to my yoga teacher. Look at that. I can actually stretch myself around. Might talk with a slightly higher voice for the next 10 minutes. Okay, so we pull that back over like that. It will actually give you a little bit of a, so, you know, a little bit more of a rake. So it's quite comfortable. And then you just lift it back into position. How easy is that? It is stunning. And don't forget, you can have those back seats down, giving you that 700 litres of boot space as well. Let's climb in, because there's quite a few bits and pieces to have a look at in here, which makes it unusual. Normally it's a bit boring. We'll start in the middle. So you've got independent heating controls, and the one thing I love about this car, you can actually change those. You can actually adapt your own heating in the back here. So you've got, you know, change it on the buttons there, which is lovely. 12 volt and a USB there, brilliant. Personally, I'd like 2 USBs because I don't think my kids are really into 12 volt adapters. Most of them have got USB plugs. Rather a high transmission tunnel. Let's check the middle seat, because that is important, because this is classed as a 7-seater, and you want to make sure this is a proper seat. And believe it or not, it's okay yet again. It's not the world's comfiest car, not in the back here, but it's capable of taking all these people, which is incredible. Okay, let's move over here. Another good thing, when I was sliding backwards and forwards there, the seatbelt tensioners here are built into the seat, so they're hidden away. It gives this like seamless bench seat right the way across there, which is really nice. You've got Isofix points either side here. You expect that, pretty standard. There's no caps or covers on them. You just clip the seat straight in there. Perfect, no fiddling or flapping about. In the centre here, we've got a very nice armrest with a double cup holder. Again, you know, if you're sitting in the back, look at this. I can actually put my head back. I could literally let someone drive me a good few hours. And when I'm bored, well, down here, you pull this little thing up like that. There's a little catch underneath there like that. Pop it up. Look at that. iPad on there, watch a movie, play a game, whatever you want to do. This is seriously proper street cred, this car. It's got everything. Loads of leg room, loads of knee room, plenty of height on your head as well. 2 nice LED lights up here. Watch this for a bit of street cred. Got to have somewhere to put your shades these days, guys. There's a button here, and this pops down like that. There's enough room in here for 4 pairs of shades, trust me. How cool is that? It's the actual sunglasses cupboard. It doesn't get much better. I'm just going to pull this too. Tinted screens in the back here, tinted windows. And look how big they are, guys. They are massive. And look at the height. It's well below my shoulder line. You are not going to get car sick in this car. Someone's really thought about this. Have they thought about up front? Let's go and check it out and find out. Let's find out what you get up front for your money as the driver, because at the end of the day, 9 times out of 10, you're the guy paying for this car. Okay, so we're starting the centre section here. This is the 7-speed auto, which is nice. It's very nicely set up, very easy. It's also the 4Motion, that is the all-wheel drive version, so you get a mode selector here. You've got the snow mode or ice mode, you've got the normal running road mode, there's a mountain mode, and then there's a complete off-road mode there. Never ever had a chance to take one of these off-road properly, and I'd love to see exactly how well it would go compared with other all-wheel drive vehicles. Be interesting. Centre here, behind this nice little sliding screen, is 2 nice decent sized cup holders, and the good thing I like about this is when you need to clear out the muck, the little things come out as well, and you can just clean those and get rid of all those horrible bits and pieces that seem to find their way into these little places. Shut that up. In here, the world's tiniest glove box. Yes, you couldn't even keep a pet mouse in there, it's too small. God knows what you'd use it for, because you just about get a phone in there if you're lucky. But the one good thing about it is you can set that up to a height that you can lean on rather nicely. You can have it whichever height you want. If you want to sit there looking like that all the way down the road, you can do. Lift it up, put it back down, it's gone. You've got a couple of other, well, let's talk about these. I love these big, lovely big knob bits here, because when you get in a car during the winter, and let's face it, in the northern hemisphere, it's pretty cold for most of the year. You wear gloves or you wear something on your hands. When you get in, you want to be doing all that. You want to be pushing that big button, which is the start button, because this is keyless ignition. You've still got your gloves on. You don't want to take them off yet. It's still, you know, it's early in the morning, or maybe your car's been sat in the car park all day. Keep your gloves on, because these are big enough for you to set the heating controls the way you like them with your gloves on. None of that, you know, touch button control stuff where you've got to take your gloves off, you've got to move in. It doesn't always, none of that. 8-inch TFT touchscreen. Foot on the brake. Let's give it just a touch, and we should get there we go. It's all popped up. Lovely. Welcome to Volkswagen. Love it. It's a sensitive touch system as well, so as soon as my hand gets near it, it will pick up. Otherwise, it just pops away. It's just doing its startup thing at the moment. This will give you a good idea how long this takes to start itself up. Look, it's still sort of going through its motions. It's picking up on the phone. There we go. It's come up with my... So you can now see that's the sensitivity. Hand back and forward. One thing I don't like on this car, I'm not over keen on the map system. It's very nice. It's just very laggy, very slow. But you know, you can use, it's quite nice. Look, you see what I mean? Like, it just takes that little bit longer to sort of come up, but it's all right. So we've got Android mirroring, we've got Apple CarPlay on here, we've got Bluetooth, we've got DAB radio. I mean, it's pretty much everything you're going to need in this car. And then obviously you've got the apps as well. You can move everything around, you can zoom in on everything. You've got the settings, we've got menu button here. There's absolutely everything. Then we move over here, we've got this lovely digital instrument display as well, which I really love. We'll go into that in a little bit more depth when we get out on the road, because I can show you it actually working. And likewise, here on the steering wheel as well, I can explain how those bits work. But we do have adaptive cruise control, we've got lane departure warning system, we've got blind spot mirrors, we've got literally everything on this car. You know, you're as safe as houses in this car, unless some other idiot decides to do something stupid to you. So really, all we need to do is get this car out on the road and give our final evaluation on the Tiguan from Volkswagen. Here we are, we're out on the road in the VW Tiguan, and well, it's exactly what I expected. It's comfortable, it's quiet, it's doing what it says on the tin, what it's always done for all these years that it's been around. And this one is no different whatsoever. It's exactly what I expected. It's got a lovely big field of vision. I love the big screen on this car, and it seems to just go forever down at the front there. And it allows you that to sit nice and upright and just feel totally comfortable and at one with this car. It's got some lovely bits and pieces on it. I love all the warning systems and the way this car actually thinks for you, like with the autonomous braking in town. It's pretty cool. Even I'd imagine even if a mouse ran across the road, in front of you, it's going to pick it up because it's so sensitive. It's really good. You've got the blind spot mirrors as well, essential when you're driving out on today's roads. All sorts of bits like the adaptive cruise control. I love that. So you can set the cruise control on here on the left hand side of the wheel. It's very simple. At the bottom you've just got a little button, you push that and it comes up on that lovely digital instrument display. Very easy to use. And then you've got the distance bit as well, which is part of the adaptive cruise control. I call it tailgater button, because that you can actually set it to be exactly the right distance or really nice and close to the car in front, not that you'd want to. And then as part of that as well, you get the lane departure warning as well, so it'll keep you within the lanes. You've got the autonomous braking, the blind spot mirrors, you've got the sign recognition, it's just like, what else do you need on the car? It's just all there. It's lovely, perfect, exactly what I want, and everything's at your fingertips. The only thing I might like is a heads-up display on this. A head-up display on this would be just phenomenal. But does it need it? I think that's just a little personal thing for me. The heating in here is excellent as well. I would probably, if I was going to buy one of these, I'd probably go for the R line, which is sort of top of the range when it comes to the styling. I think it looks a little bit sexier outside, a little bit more aggressive, and also you get like leather seats and stuff like that. Definitely like that. The cloth seats, these are nice, but yeah, definitely go for the leather. And electronic as well. I love an electronic seat. I can get it just right. This one you have to fiddle about a little bit. On the right hand side of the wheel you can do all your tunes and stuff. You can manoeuvre between media, you can change radio stations, whatever you want. And it's also very easy to use when you're looking up things like fuel consumption. What a good link there. AJ the player gets a decent link in for a change. 53 to the gallon? Nah, I'm sorry guys, come on. That's just not, it doesn't happen. That's what they're claiming. That you thought I was going to say I was getting 53 to the gallon. No. I am getting 33 to the gallon. That's 20 miles to the gallon less than what the book says.
That I'm not impressed with at all. I know it's a 2-litre TDI engine. A lot of you are going to comment in and say, well, what do you expect, AJ? Well, I expect when I'm given statistics that they come within 10% of those statistics. So you work the math out on that. If it's 53 they're saying, then within 5.3 miles of that, I should be getting upper 40s on this. I'm not. I'm doing a run. I've had the adaptive cruise on. I am getting 33.1 to the, you know. I'm even going to show you, watch. Now, there you go. 33.1. See? It's there on the instrument display. So, it is a comfortable car. It is a quiet car. And it has a lot of street cred on it. And it's also not that bad when it comes to a little bit of power, because with this 7-speed auto gearbox, when you put it into drive, so you pull it down to put it into drive, if you then tap it again like that, you go into sport mode, and at that point you can then go into manual sport mode using the flappy paddles, and this car starts to behave quite well. I was quite shocked. Look at this, look, down into, we're in sport mode, look at it go, and we're changing gear, and oh my god, I'm pretty impressed. It's not going to break any speed records, I'm sorry. It's just sub 10 seconds 0 to 60, and the top speed of this car is around 129 miles an hour. Wherever you're not going to be anywhere in this country where you can do 100, well, not in the UK, not in anywhere that I know can you do that. We're still in manual, I forgot, sorry guys. We need to go back into sports auto. There you go, we have a bit of sports auto. Totally forgot it, I was getting carried away, as I always do when I'm out on the road with you guys. Listen, I've said enough about this car. It's got a good gearbox on it. It's not as economical as I'd like it to be. Value for money, and is it a daddy wagon or is it a family car? Daddy wagon, 100%. Value for money, ooh, careful here, because I think where this could become a little bit bone of contention-y would be the fact that you've got a lot of choice at the price bracket, especially if you're jumping into R-line territory. Even on this car, you know, at 38,000 UK pounds, we're starting to get into a territory where there's a lot of choice. And do you go with the safe bet, or do you go with, you know, I don't know. It's definitely worth going out and having a test drive in one of these, because I think you're going to be suitably impressed, and that's all I can say. You know, I don't get paid by the car manufacturers. I'm telling you how it is, how it's happening, how it is real now, and that's why I wanted to show you that fuel consumption as well, because I don't want you to always think I praise these cars. I love cars, and I do appreciate the way that manufacturers put a lot of effort into producing these cars, but you know, there are certain things where we have to be honest. Let's make that clear. Right, a little bit about us. We are not a one-trick pony. Love that expression. One-trick pony meaning we have many other assets to us. We are part of a group called The Player. That's why I'm AJ The Player. I'm at The Player. The Player is a group of companies. Our biggest thing that we produce is a publication for men. Not what you're thinking. It's all about us guys. It's cars, it's boats, it's wine, it's beer, it's golf, it's racing, car racing, interviews with interesting other guys as well. If you want it for free, I'm giving it to you for free. Because you're watching me on YouTube, if you go to www.theplayer.co.uk, just have a look down there now. That's the website. Go there, subscribe. All you've got to do is put an email in, and you'll get a free copy of our magazine. It's 200 pages. It's packed full of stuff that us guys love to read and love to look at. Amazing photos people send it. It's a really cool little publication. I say little, it's huge. There's also a proper book that is produced every 3 months, and that's going to come up now. You'll see that there. That's The Player. There you go. You've seen it. So yeah, go along, subscribe. You can have it for nothing online, with my compliments. If you like what we do, please, you know, like, subscribe, and comment. And don't forget, I love those comments. Keep them coming in. Keep them real. Keep them non-rude. And keep it funny, because I love them, and I appreciate all the support that you guys are giving me. Really, you know, just loving it all day long. You've been watching me, as I say, AJ The Player. I look forward to catching you next week with another car. I know what it is. You don't. Leave the little bell sign unchecked on your subscribe, and it will pop up when we've uploaded that video, or any other video for that matter. I'll catch you next week. This is me signing out. AJ out of here. Take it easy. Catch you soon.